right, so I am in Yuma, Arizona. I have parked my truck at a trailhead and I am on some cycling paths that go right along the Colorado River. And while I'm riding, I wanted to talk about my electric assist. Come on, Myrtle, let's go. All right, so I am on these beautiful trails, taking a break, and I thought I would talk about the electric assist on my HP Velotechnik Scorpion. I just recently crossed over 1,300 miles, and I thought that was a fair amount of time and miles to do an assessment. And I know I've talked about my electric assist before, but it's possible some people don't know what kind of trike I'm riding and the electric assist I've added. And so I kind of want to just go over that really quickly. So this is Myrtle. It is an HP Velotechnik Scorpion FS20. The FS stands for full suspension and the 20 is 20-inch wheels all the way around. And in October, I had electric assist added. This is the Shimano Steps E8000 and it was installed as a retrofit kit. So this trike is 8 years old. And I did not need to buy a whole new trike. I had, this is the boom with the motor on it. This is the motor in the cranks. And this motor is designed and spec'd and warranted for this trike by HP Velotechnik. And you can see that it's welded on the boom here. It was a fairly simple to switch out the boom without the motor for one that has the Shimano Steps E8000. I've got one chain ring in the front and I use pedal straps, which are going to be important in a minute. I'm going to explain. This is the display. I like keeping it on this screen that has the miles estimated to go. In eco mode, it has says I can go another 60 miles. In trail, which is faster, 45 miles, and then the highest speed is boost mode, and it says I have 30 miles. And this will change depending on the terrain as I'm riding. And then these are the buttons here to go from the different levels. And then here I can switch between the different screens. And so you can see my odometer is 1367. And this is the screen I like to keep it in. And I have my side seat mount bag, which is my favorite accessory for the trike. And then down here I've got a battery. This is a 514 watt-hour battery. And then I've got the roll-off speed hub with 14 internal gears. I really like having this speed hub. It's really wonderful for touring and it works very well with the electric assist. And here's another battery mount. So I have two batteries, although I only have one with me at the moment. But particularly for touring and for longer distances, it's really nice to have both batteries mounted for weight distribution. And so I think that's pretty much it. And so I'm just going to kind of ride around, continue riding and talk about what it is I like about this electric assist system and some of my observations. All right, so in the time that I have had the electric assist system on my trike, I think I had it installed the end of September, early October. I have done a 1-month-long tour from Portland down to Berkeley. And since the end of that tour, I bought a truck and a travel trailer, and I have been driving from place to place looking for recumbent riders, trike riders, and cycling paths to explore. And so I've been really using this electric assist system in a lot of different scenarios and able to put it through, test it in different environments. And on my tour down the Pacific coast, it was through Oregon and Northern California, I was really impressed with how far I could get on a battery. The Pacific Coast route is very, very hilly, mountainous. There's about 100,000 feet of climbing between Canada and Mexico. I probably did about half of that route, but pretty much every day I was climbing 2,500 to 3,000 feet, and I was able to get 45 miles, averaging about 11 miles per hour. And I really thought that was really a good distance. And of course I had 2 batteries, and I very rarely needed to change over to that second battery. But I found that 45 miles for me is a really good distance, and I was able to do that on 1 battery. I had no problems with the electric assist system. It worked flawlessly. It's very quiet, it's very intuitive, and you know, I was probably carrying probably close to 50 pounds of gear, and then the motor and the 2 batteries probably weighs another 20 pounds. So this was not an insignificant amount of weight to carry and go so far. And then now I've been using my truck, driving from place to place, and this has just opened up a whole new avenue for me. You know, I've been able to meet people in, you know, park my trailer, drive wherever anybody wants to meet, whether it's a group ride or at somebody's house. And I've been able to, you know, it just doesn't matter where people are. It doesn't matter how fast they are. I can meet them anywhere, and I can keep up. Yesterday, I went on a ride here in Yuma with 4 uprights. Somebody I know from Washington invited me on a ride, and these people were no nonsense. Heads down, they just pedaled the whole way. Our average speed at the halfway point was 14.6 miles an hour. I think we ended up doing 32 miles, and I had no trouble keeping up with them. And it really got me to thinking about how I have always ridden with recumbent people and triking people, because typically the rhythm between recumbents, trikes, and uprights is so different that it makes it really uncomfortable to ride together. But yesterday, I had no trouble keeping up with them and keeping this, for me, a ridiculous pace. And it kind of got me to thinking about, you know, as I'm going from place to place and finding cycling paths, maybe I won't find recumbent people to ride with, but I could look up different cycling groups and see if there's any rides. And I'm sure, I don't really think anybody would care that I'm riding a trike. I think mostly they care that I can keep up. And with the electric assist, I can. The only issue that I'm having, and I kind of want to get your thoughts on this because I have an idea about what's happening. And it happened yesterday. The roads in Yuma are terrible. They're very, very rough. And there was one stretch of road that was particularly rough. And on that stretch, my motor would cut out. And this electric assist system is, it's a pedal sensor system. And what that means is you have to be pedaling to use it. You can't get anywhere without pedaling. There is no throttle. So if you want to get anywhere, you've got to be pedaling. And it also has a safety feature. So if your feet come off the pedals, the motor cuts out, it turns off. And I am using pedal straps, which I find very, very comfortable. But as you can see, they're not very tight. And so I think as I'm riding on very rough roads, my feet are coming up off the pedals and it's causing the motor to turn off. And so I'm kind of wondering if anybody is out there using the system that is clipped in, and if they are having issues when they're going over very rough roads. The other time I've had this happen is freewheeling downhill. And again, I think my feet were so light on the pedals that the sensors couldn't pick them up. I'm also wondering if maybe there's a setting for the pedal sensor sensitivity. So I might have to look into that. But in the meantime, I'm going to try just tightening up these straps and seeing if that helps. But really that's the only thing, and it's certainly not a showstopper. It's a little bit alarming to have my motor turn off, but you just hit the button and it turns right back on. I have found this system to be very, very easy, no problems. It's very quiet. It's going right now, and I can't even hear it. It's really not distracting. And I'm really enjoying it to the point where I really doubt that I am going to be riding without the electric assist. So that's my update. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section below. You know how much I enjoy hearing from everybody. And as always, thank you for watching.